Good morning, Muttonistas, from a damp, cool October day in Stockport. Morning means it's a match day vlog, and Manchester City seem to have turned the corner. With Liverpool falling off a cliff, it means we just have to try and keep up with Arsenal. So let's hope our away day at Villa results in us getting 3 points. Join me for today's match day vlog. Hello Muttonistas, this is the direct train to Birmingham, but I'm not actually getting on it. You might wonder why. Well, have a look at that. I mean, there's hardly any room to stand even. But 4 minutes later, as was the case when I went to the Wolves game, there's a train which involves a change of crew, which will be much emptier. So I can feel that change of crew coming on. Okay, Muttonistas, safely arrived in Birmingham an hour and a half before the match. That was more comfortable than standing all the way. Well, what do I think is going to happen? I think City are on great form at the moment. Haaland banging them in at one end and Donnarumma keeping them out at the other. Lots of clean sheets apart from that Monaco game. But I suppose Villa, on the other hand, have been on okay form, though they had a very disappointing loss in the Europa League on Thursday. Gives them one less day to recover, in fact, sorry, 2 less days to recover than City. Games after away Champions League or Europa League games are not easy. Just ask Liverpool, who were outrun by Brentford yesterday. Anyway, I'm reasonably confident here of a City win. I know Villa have turned a corner. I mean, for a number of games they couldn't score a goal, and their star striker Watkins still couldn't hit an aircraft hangar. So let's hope it all goes well. I think it will. I'm predicting 3-1. Come on, City. Anyway, time for lunch and a pint to ensure my match fitness. Okay, Muttonistas, lunch spot pre-match, not far from the station at all, Tam Atanga. It looks a bit like it's a meat-serving version of Bundibus that I featured a lot in Manchester. Indian street food, craft beers, well, what can go wrong? I think we're on for a corker of a lunch here. Haven't got much time, but I believe that they serve stuff up pretty quickly. Right, Muttonistas, I've gone for the House Pale Ale 4% ABV, brewed in collaboration with the Salt Brewery, a brewery where I've had some pretty tasty keg ales. Obviously I'd prefer cask, but I mean in a restaurant it's very hard to get that. I think Bundibus probably the only place where I've seen it in an Indian restaurant, but this should be pretty good. Yeah, indeed it is, and I'm hoping it'll go well with the dish I've ordered. It's called a thali, which is a traditional Indian selection of dishes, small portions in a round metal plate with some curries, some meat curries, some veg curries, some dal, papadums and bread. Probably will be too much for me, but you know, Muttonistas, that's the way it always is when I order. Okay, Muttonistas, team news out, shows again how fine I cut things. Donnarumma in goal. Nunes keeps his place at right back. He's been playing better this season, let's hope that stays that way. Diaz and Stones, bit surprised Stones keeps his place, and Gvardiol probably will be playing at left back. I thought Nico O'Reilly has done quite well, but maybe he is not fit. I don't know. Reinders, Bernardo, Bob, Foden, some media stories about his daughter having cancer, which I think are untrue. If that's the case, I hope that the treatment succeeds, but I think it is false. And of course, Savinho keeps his place. A little bit surprised that Doku isn't playing, because he has had a better season, and Erling Haaland, of course, up front. As I said, I'm confident of a win. Come on, City, and Muttonistas, I'm match fit. Okay, so the essence of a thali is a lot of small plates with some bread and rice. Underneath the bread we've got salad, chutney and papadums, which I'll probably not eat. We've got the yoghurt, the raita, a spicy chicken curry, a spicy lamb curry, dal and 2 types of veg. It looks like potato and cauliflower, and I can't quite tell what the other veg is. Well, it looks like it's from these Indo-Chinese fusion, like a sweet and sour but spicy dish. That is exactly what it is. It's with mushrooms. And just to try a piece of the chicken. Yes, Muttonistas properly spicy, not ridiculously spiced. And it is going to set me up well for the match. Not so spicy that it's going to cause me to leave the toilet or anything, so I think everything will be fine. I'm fit and I'm confident. Come on again, City. I'll see you at the stadium. So remember, Muttonistas, if you're travelling away to Villa Park, get off at Whitton, not at Aston. You'll have a pretty long walk if you get off at Aston. Struggle with. Well, 20 in, this is bad. We'd started off well, and I have to question some of the refereeing decisions there. There was an offside that wasn't picked up earlier, and then the corner itself wasn't a corner. 1-0 to Villa. Well, maybe he could have been stopped from taking that shot. Come on, City, get a win. Okay, Muttonistas, half-time, Villa 1, City 0. Not good at all. The first 12 or 13 minutes we had a bit of a grip on the game, which was a bit like it was a few seasons ago when we lost 1-0 and we didn't get a look in afterwards. Difference is this time we have had some positions afterwards, but it's been too slow. It's been static, and we've been rinsed down the side of the park when we're defending, so I think Guardiola really needs to make some changes, whether tactically or in personnel, because if it carries on like this, we're going to lose the game. Haaland had that big one-on-one, and that was really our best chance. I'm sure we can do better. Savinho needs to come off, in my opinion. No end product, giving the ball away, hasn't beaten anybody, so maybe it's time for Jeremy Doku. Come on, City, you can do it.
That's a good ball.
Okay, Muttonistas, before I pick the bones out of that, better quality control the Guinness here at the Shakespeare near New Street. I do actually like going to the Wolf for London Black, but this happens to be near the station. And I've been here before and after a Villa game, and it's been okay. Yeah, that's a decent pint. Wouldn't call it an absolute creamer, but it's a very, very solid pint, as I remember it to be. And as for the game itself, well, disappointment is an understatement. Villa had a few good chances apart from the one they scored from, but we smothered the rest of them out, and it was quite a good finish from the edge of the box. But the problem was, after a good 12 minutes, we faded away again, and we were susceptible to long balls over the top or quick balls into the wingers, who were turning our defenders all the time and setting up dangerous counter-attacks. We lacked pace at the back. I think we were bad wide all over the pitch, at the back and up front, particularly Savinho, who made a number of errors giving the ball away, and I can't remember him beating his man, certainly not in the first half. The second half was a bit better, but again we lacked a cutting edge. We did, of course, have that chance in the first half where Haaland was clean through, and that was his lot, unfortunately. In the second half, some players with good chances to shoot, they couldn't bend the ball around the defender, or sometimes when they were in a better position than that, they hesitated or passed when they should have shot. It's beginning to become a bit of a worry that nobody apart from Erling Haaland seems to be able to get the goals. Okay, these days Villa Park is an awkward place to go to, although they started the season, as I said in the pre-match preamble, horribly, and they had a pretty bad result at Go Ahead Eagles on Thursday. But we played on Tuesday. We, well, looked like the ones who'd been playing on Thursday, and they looked fresher. They seemed nippy, fast to every second ball. We seemed sluggish, and I think this just shows where the structure of the team is wrong. I don't agree with the selections today. They're obviously not for me to make those selections, but I do think a revamp is still needed. Phil Foden looked good in patches, playing some good first-time balls and turning, but there was nobody else to back it up. Nobody actually on his wavelength. Reinders, after that great game at Wolves at the start of the season, he's fallen off a cliff. He did nothing today, unfortunately, although he was a little bit out of position. Doku did provide a spark when he came on, and I think against the better teams he really should be starting. I don't know what Savinho was doing on the pitch. I would have had O'Reilly, and this obsession with playing Nunes, well, I don't get it, but And of course, with Arsenal getting another dirty 1-0 win leaves us 6 points behind. Not insurmountable, a long way to go. Maybe they will win it this year, but they do have the propensity to bottle it. I'm going to leave it at that, Muttonistas. My next game is Swansea away in the League Cup. I'll be bringing you that game in a few days' time. But until then, please remember to keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing. But most of all, don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.